A kid had her cell phone out. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. We had started these, or we talked about these. What was our thing? Due end Wednesday in class. Okay. Think we can get it done? So we were looking at these particular problems. Obviously, if you're dealing with P's and Q's, the P goes with Y, the Q goes with X. And so let's deal with that. So let me just kind of, just trying to see which ones would be vital for us to actually consider versus not. All right, so I'm going to go to this page. Basically, all of this stuff is doing right now is this. XY axis, we have a line that does this, and we have a line that does this. Okay? That's basically all it is. And so usually, down here, you usually have costs, and then you have items. And this is all we're dealing, and they have labeled P and Q, the axes. So what was this very, very middle point? What is that going to be for us as far as our, and this is not off of, this is not off a problem at all. This is just off of a thing. What would that be? Anyone have any idea? Break even, yeah. That's your break even. Now, is it great to break even in business? No. You want to make money. You want to sit there and say, I bought 500 of these for $1,000 and I sold them all and I made $1,000. Oh, so you made $2,000? No, I made $1,000. So you spend 1,000, make 1,000? Yeah. So you're even? Yeah. That's not business. You're not going to be in business long. Anything that kind of happens up in this region is, this is your big smiley face. This is where you're profiting, but there's parts of it that you have to be concerned about. Like this right here, that point right there, that might be the maximum supply you have of an item. Can you sell more items than you actually have? Well, you could try, and then you're going to frustrate your customers when it's like, oh, what do you mean it's 16 weeks before I can get my item? Okay, it's kind of silly. And then down here, this is, I'm going to go kind of frowny face. Okay, we're not making money. We're like, wondering how we're going to keep our electricity on, day after day. And then the right and left side have different characteristics, but smiley face at the top, frowny face below. The right and left we will kind of decipher later with that information. All right, so, and I'm just trying to jump around problems that I think are going to be important. So I would like to, I'm not going to look at that. We're going to go down, excuse me, to number 9. Let's take a look at number 9 on that worksheet. This will be helpful for you. Where did these two go? They ran away. Jeez. All right. So, what did we say? We said it above. Oh, come on. We said P is X. Or wait, we have P and Q. And I set up above, and I always forget it because P is Y, Q is X. So, what should I do on number 9? Thank you. There you go. What should I do on number 9 in order to figure out the equilibrium point? That's the point where they cross. I'd say we should graph them, right? Well, what's up? All right, I want to go ahead and graph these. So let me get on the right page. All right, so I'm going to do the demand is going to be the first one. So jumping in on our favorite Desmos. So we said P is Y, so I have 2Y equals negative X plus 56. It kind of goes away because it's up way up high. And then I have 3y equals, or minus X equals 34. Where did you guys go? No, you can be down in 20 minutes. It doesn't happen again. Please. And we already had the cell phone conversation, so don't get caught with a cell phone in here. They came down hard on us teachers. You get caught with a cell phone, boom, out. Cool? I'm just telling you, it came down from the people from above. If you don't like it, go talk to Principal Silva. I'm not going to debate anybody on it. But I will not get written up because a student decides, I'm going to see here on my cell phone because I am a social influencer. All right. That's number 9. So it says the market equilibrium point for these demand, supply and demand, where the demand is the red one. So as you go to the left, you have a really high demand over here. Okay, so you have a really high demand when the price is 0. As you move over, so if you take a look at these, you have a high demand there, a low demand there, because if I charge $56 for the item, nobody wants it. If I charge nothing for the item, you have 28 of them to give out to it. And then the blue one is the supply. So if we have 0 items, or if we have a 0 cost, we have 11.37 items. As you move up, obviously you don't have a X or Y axis over on the right side, so it kind of goes forever. But the optimal point is 20,18. That's our break even. If you were to take a look and shade in this top region here, this is the big happy face up here, because that's where we're making the most amount of money. But we also have to realize the 0,28, we have to kind of be above it. So in reality, this is y equals 28. So this triangle here is our optimal space. Okay, we can't really make this green go above it because we don't have this supply to go above it. And again, companies try and get away with it. They frustrate their customers when you go and you're expecting next day delivery, and you get an email later that day saying, hey, we've processed your order and it'll be 16 weeks before you get it. You know, come on, I want it right now. If I order myself a pizza, I don't want it in 16 weeks. I want it now. Okay, but I don't really order pizzas, so that's kind of a bad thing for that. All right, retailers buy, number 10, retailers buy 45 cordless phones from a wholesaler. That is $10 each. Okay, let me explain what a cordless phone is to you. It's similar to your cell phone, but you can only stick within the confines of your house to use it. So why would we have this? Because it is an old problem. Okay, does anyone have a landline in their house? If you do have a landline, does anyone ever use it or listen to it or ring? Great grandma? Yeah, it's dated. The only reason we have kept a landline is because we bundle our Comcast. So you have a landline, you have our phones, you have our internet, and you have the cable TV or whatever it's called. If we get rid of our landline, then our bill goes up. Huh? I don't know. We have a landline. There's not a phone. There's none of those old school phones plugged into it. So people might call it, but no, nothing rings. But you guys are pretty lucky. You guys can be on your phone and talk to people where others don't necessarily have to listen. In the olden days, I remember So growing up in Tempe, Arizona, this goes along with this thing. My phone number was 839-1202 for my house. If you were in Tempe, Arizona, all you had to dial was the last four digits, just 1202. Okay, and it was on a rotary dial phone. So like, and then my grandmother, who's in Jersey, if you were in North Branch, New Jersey, you just had to dial a zero, or you had to dial 1 through 9. They called them community phones. So their street, if you dialed 4, I think that was their number, and you were in North Branch, New Jersey, if you dialed 4, every phone on that street, in all the houses, like there's 10 houses on the street or whatever, every house phone would ring. And it's like, oh, I need to talk to Fred. Oh, hang on, that's my neighbor. You put the phone down. You'd walk down to Fred's house. Fred, you got a phone call. Walk back, listen. Yep, Fred's on the phone. Choose to listen if you wanted to hear Fred's business, or just hang up. I mean, we're talking real old school. That was kind of wild. So, Grandma, your phone rings all the time, but it's never for you. Well, Irene has a lot of problems. Kid you not, there was an Irene in the neighborhood. All right, so let's get off this stirrup tangent and have fun. Okay, number 10, it says, I guess I can do this on here. Number 10 says, retailers will buy 45 cordless phones from a wholesaler at a price of $10 each and buy 20 at $60 each. So I have 45 at 10 each, and I will buy 20 at $60 each. The wholesaler, let's change colors on me. The wholesaler will supply 35 phones at $30 each and 70 at $50 each. Assuming the supply and demand functions are linear, find the market equilibrium point. Excuse me. So I need to figure out the linear equation that goes along with the orange dots, and I need to find the linear equation that goes along with the green dots. Make sense? How are we going to do it? We're going to use Desmos, and it's going to find it. So let's clear out our old garbage. So first thing we're going to do is I know I'm going to go y1 tilde mx1 plus b. That's great. I'm going to come down here, set this up, do a table, and change that to x1 and y1. All right, so the first equation, we're at 10, so it's 10. Where did I write my notes? 45, 10, 45, 45, 10, 20, 60. 45, 10. And then 2060. Is that what it was? Yep. All right, so there's our first linear equation. Yay. So then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to make another table. And so this one was 3530, 7550, 3530, 3530, and then 70 and 50. And then when I do my equation here, it's not going to be y1, it's going to be y2 because it's x2, y2. All right. And all they wanted to do is find the equilibrium point. So this basically means that if you ordered 35 phones, the price would be $30. That's your break-even point, market equilibrium, things like that. Hopefully that's what the answer for number 10 says down below. Yep, 3530. Did it right. Okay. Tomorrow's Thursday, yes? 12, 13. We are going to have a test. Hang on. Probably Next Thursday, okay? Sorry. Okay, we're going to have a test probably Thursday next week. So we are shorter on the period. Let's have you guys finish this 2.2. So get all of 2.2 done, and I'll put it in the book tomorrow. Deal? If you're missing anything from the grade book, let me know, and I'm happy to put you in. Come on. Huh? 5? Says use the graph at the right to answer. You know what? Skip number 5. Skip number 5, skip number 6, skip number 7. And remind me that I told you to skip those. 5, 6, 7, skip. Just go to that back page. Have the I mean, basically just focus on 8 through 13. You should be fine. Deal? Everyone happy? Right.